Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another PCM test and repair probably. This is coming from Virginia, one of our local customers here and one of my YouTube followers, Gary, stopped by and dropped his computer. This is from a 2004 F-150 Heritage SVT Lightning. So I have his information in there so we can see on last or when I'm connect, the B number should end in CA, C as in Carlos, A as in Apple, 28326. Just to check the B number. As usual, I do in my videos. If you need to send any computers for testing, just look for Mike Salazar Diagnostics. My name is spelled M-A-I-C and sounds as Mike and just .com, right? So in here, you can just see how is the spell and everything, mysalazardiagnostics.com. I have the shipping address in there. You can contact me in here or in the Let's Chat. Either button that you put in there, please provide the email, and then we can start the conversation. You can also scroll all the way down to the end of the website page, and you have again my email address in there, my telephone number, and the shipping address. You can also fill this form where I always request name, address, telephone, and so on. Again, like so I can contact you. All right. Okay, going into these tests now. He's concerned, as it says in here, code for electronic pressure control solenoid circuit. Vehicle has a tune, and he also told me that he has misfires. Not uncommon when you have the EPC reading zero pressure, the car will very hard shift, and that will start creating misfires because it's locking up the transmission, and that's exactly what is happening with his vehicle. All right, so I got everything powered up, connected through my universal tester. I got the MDCI from Top Done ready to go. And this is a test light that I have on the EPC circuit that is on terminal 81. This is an 104 pin connector on the ECB computers. All right, the computer is drawing 905 milliamps. That includes the MDCI and whatever this also draws, and also the test light, right? All right, so let's connect. I'm going to do an auto scan. Again, CA28326. And I know the computer talks because I was just connected. I just wanted to confirm and record the before repairs for him and for my records and for all other customers that has this kind of computers. All right, so again, we got CA28326. That is the correct pin number. We're going to quick access. This is going to populate some pre-menus or before menus that you have to click, and just the way all the scanners are, right? All right, so we're gonna go on through this, and we're gonna go into the data just to see the electronic pressure control voltage. It should be reading around, I mean, from 1.96 volts up to 6 volts. It all depends on the fabrication and year, so that's why I give you a range because it's not very specific. But as long as you're reading a voltage, which should be going through right there, solenoid not being completely activated, it should be reading something, and it should be a voltage drop, right? So it is a supercharged vehicle. All right, we're gonna enter the PCM. All right, the first thing that we need to do is read the fault codes. It's not uncommon since we are disconnecting the computer that it only shows the fuel pump, a P1000 for non-monitors completed or voltage faults erased. So let's see what we have in content and CMDTCs, which are constant memory DTCs, right? So we're going to retrieve those. Since I read before, well, yeah, since I disconnected, so it's only these three fault codes, the P1000, full fuel pump, primary circuit, and that, because it's not in the vehicle. So the test that I usually perform in here to run also to see the activation, because this should flicker when I do the key on engine off on demand self-test. This should be either flickering constantly or flicker, stop. Again, depends on the internal fabrication and design that Ford decided to use for that specific car. This is not the regular Lightning computers because this is a 4L3A. So this is a newer, the latest one, so that's what I'm also saying that. So let's run this test. Going to ask me to pre-requirements, but so we'll see the test light. It should go off and on and off and on, off and on, constantly, or like off and then staying on. Again, it all depends on what Ford decided to do, but we can see that this one is not happening. So this is already telling me that we are definitely on the right and the correction and the correct pattern. So we're going to look into I mean, we're going to have auto transmission solenoids now fault because they're not connected, but I am focusing onto the EPC and we have it. So we have the fault code right there, P1747. This is the fault that we need to uh, get rid of, right? So we have the P1747 and 1760, both for the EPC control solenoid shorted. So let me see if we have anything else on reference on that, but no. All right, so these are the fault codes that we are needed to get rid of. So I'm going to write those down because he said he cannot get rid of that fault code. So I'm going to write the information here in this piece of paper that he sent me with the computer. All right, so we got the P1747 and P1760, both call for short. I'm not sure why it's different codes for the same description, at least on top down, right? So, all right, so again, I can definitely duplicate your concern, Gary. The next thing that we want to see is going on to the data pits. So we're going to get out of here and we're going to go into data stream. On all these aftermarket scanners, there is especially in Ford, there is a lot of data pits. So when you're going to or looking for a specific code, the best, or sorry, data pit, you just do a search. In this case, I'm just going to put pressure. Okay, so we got electronic pressure control voltage. I don't usually check the PSI because that, since it's no vehicle running, it will not change, but we need to see voltage. All right, perfect. Okay, so we got 0 volts, and I usually change these parameters to millivolts, so it's a lot more accurate. And this one into kph or HPA, depends. Again, we got the kPa, which is again more accurate, or if you have the HPA, even more resolution. You see, because we went from 300 to now 3,448. So that gives me a lot more than just looking, and I'm just looking at numbers, right? Because the more digits, the more resolution you have to check. All right, so definitely 100%, Gary. We're on the right direction. This is definitely going to take care of your problem. I'm going to contact you and tell you the repair costs. And if you approve, I move forward and then record a video with the repair. Probably just add it to here and then we can go from there. All right, guys, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, guys, a couple of days has gone by. I spoke to Gary. He approved the repairs. I have to order parts and they're here and I am now done. All right, so let me connect again to the computer. All right, so I'm ready to go. As you see, it's power up. So let's do the same thing, the auto scan. Let me get the note because I forgot the big number by mind. CA28326. CA28326. Perfect. So like that, we know that we're working on the same computer. That is the fault code that we were chasing, P1747 and P1760. Now let's go over to the menus and prompts that we need to fulfill for the scanner. Well, looks like it's done. And non-fuel is just again a selection that I do here. It's gonna ask me if it's a supercharged, which it is. And then we enter the PCM. We're gonna do the same thing, the same way that we tested before. All right, so let's do a little backwards. Let's first make sure that we have voltage. I'm gonna select the pressure right here and here, and we got perfect. All right, so we got 1.4 volts. I'm going to put this on to millivolts so we can see that better. And we're going to do this into HPA, and voila. So that is immediately already perfect. Now the circuit is reading, which is supposed to be that way, not a zero, because otherwise that's what is a hard shifting and misfires. Why? Because it's locking up the transmission. All right, let's do the now the key on, engine off, cell test. See how is this going to react. I'm going to still click one more time in here. All right, and we can see how this one now is doing the flicker, 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 flicker. And this is very beautiful. This is working 100%, and that's the end of the test. I am very happy. All right, so let's now scroll all the way down. All right, so yep, we got now no. You see, because 1747 and 1760 no longer here. We got now 1746 circuit open, and that is perfect. Why? Because that is not a solenoid, right? So the computer is now in complete control of what the solenoid should be looking at, not just in voltage, but also in amperage and in resistance. So yes, a test light is just I use this like this because it's a very easy visual to show you all in the video. But the computer is done. I know 100%. I'm an expert on these computers. I have repaired thousands of these units and not one come back. Knock on wood, right? I always try to record when something comes back, and even if it's after the result, because I mean, another component can fail. I have to also address that, when I refurbish a computer, I replace diodes, capacitors, most of the drivers, right? But microprocessors, flash memories, and so on, those are still the originals, and it's impossible to completely replace all the components, right? So just so everybody is on the same page. All right, Gary, your computer is 100% repair. I will be contacting you shortly to get you to come and pick up the computer. Thank you so much, guys, to visiting the channel. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.